Hey guys, Steph here and welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing September's Oracle, no, that's a lie. We are doing October's Oracle card reading. Thanos just wants to come say hello. She's busy nesting at the moment, so she rips up little shreds of paper and she takes them back to her nest. So she's really busy, aren't you, Bubs? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just shuffle the cards, and we're going to pull the major theme as always, and then we're going to also pull a card. I'm going to use the Threads of Fate Oracle. I know that's your guys' favorites, for the things that we should work on growing and the things that are safe to let go of. So we'll just start with the major theme, what we should know about the month of October. Yeah, this one. All right, so we've got 10 Sisters of the Light coming through, and this card speaks to our DNA and the gifts and the skills and the talents that lay dormant within our DNA and are pulled forth or expressed through going out into the unknown voluntarily. And that's a really key word that's coming up. So in the month of October, you're being asked to put yourselves into situations voluntarily that might scare you. Maybe the word scare you isn't the right word, but situations, circumstances that challenge you, to challenge what you perceive as your limitations, what you perceive are your strengths and your weaknesses, and kind of just put you just outside of what you think you're capable of and just see what happens. It's interesting because this message comes up because we're moving into like the moon in Libra, and when the moon's in Libra is symbolized as the scales, right? And Libra, to me, the way I interpret it is that dynamic equilibrium. So not necessarily about finding continuous balance, but rather finding balance in all the dimensions of your life across large scales of time or longer scales of time. So, there might be a time in your life where you're a little bit more focused on career, less focused on family, and the scales might tip and, it goes the other way. I don't think we can be perfectly balanced in all areas of our life all the time, but we can aim for that kind of dynamic equilibrium where we're paying attention. And the reason I'm saying this is because, like I said, the skills, gifts, and talents that are dormant within you that are wanting to be expressed, that it's your birthright to express, the only way to pull them forth is by going into that unknown and that challenge. And Libra season is a really good time to do that because it's alerting you, subconsciously, internally, consciously, whatever. It's alerting you to the areas where you may be more stagnant and in too much order. And when you're in too much order, basically what that means is that you know what you're doing, you know your routine, you're good at what you do, kind of doing the same thing over and over again, which is great. And it feels good because, we kind of crave that security and that knowing. When you're in order all the time, it can feel good for a while, but after a little bit of time, you know how this feels, you start getting a little bit antsy, the boredom starts to creep in, and you can get kind of lethargic and just too stagnant and stale. And then, eventually apathy comes in. And on the other end of the scales, talking about Libra, is we've got the chaos, and that's that, going out into the unknown, where it's quite creative and you're being challenged and you're kind of just outside of what you think you're capable of. And that's a great place to be because it's excitement, it's adventure, it revitalizes you, it turns on all these new cells, the code for new proteins. It's a great place to be. But, again, if you're in that place too long, you can become quite frazzled and fried and just it's too much. So we need to find that equilibrium moving in and out. So in the month of October, pay a little bit of attention, take some time to reflect, where are you on the scales, and see how you can healthily take yourself into a little bit more chaos, put yourself outside of your comfort zone and challenge yourself and just see what you're capable of. And I know, I don't even know who you are watching this, but I know because you're watching this, you're going to pull out something inside of you that is more than what you currently are and more than what you think you're capable of. And it's going to feel fucking good when you do. Anyway, that's the month. Do something, let me know what you do, let me know how it challenges you, let me know the outcomes. If you don't want to put it in the comment section, I understand. Just email me or message me on Instagram. I'll put the plug here. Yeah, anyway, let me know how you go with that. I'm just paying attention to that because it slipped out. Now I'm going to shuffle the Threads of Fate Oracle now for the card that represents something we should focus on growing and something it's safe to let go of. And I just like going a little bit deeper into the reading and the theme by doing these two cards. So I'm just going to shuffle, okay. Interesting. Okay, now I did just say reflect before. You have to take, this is a card that represents what we can grow. Take some time reflecting on, in particular because Swan comes up, write down and reflect on the areas of your life that are too stagnant, and then reflect on the areas of your life that are maybe a little bit, you're being too overwhelmed. That's all you're being asked to do. You're not being asked to do anything about it, but rather just pay some attention to it. The awareness is the light that's being shone on it. I don't know if you can see the eye there. That's what I was most drawn to. The eye, your awareness, your focus, paying attention to the areas of your life, kind of bringing in that Libra theme again and finding that balance. You don't think about it on a day-to-day basis or even a week-to-week basis or even an October basis. Like, stretch this out a little bit longer. Like I said, it's finding that balance over large scales of time or longer scales of time rather than just looking day to day. You know, especially when it comes to our eating habits and things like that. You might have a shit meal, but if you look at over the course of a week, you know, 90% of your meals are quite good and whole foods and cooked from home. The, you know, 3 Krispy Kremes you eat, you know, it's a bit of calories, not very good for you, probably makes you feel like shit, but over the large scale, long term, it's not going to hurt you at all. So yeah, taking some time to reflect on that. That's what you should grow. That's what you should be working on this month, and just taking time to reflect. And there's not necessarily a message coming through about what to do with that, but just knowing is enough. And you're smart enough, capable enough, wise enough to know what to do with that information without me telling you. What we can let go of, funnily enough, is boundaries, which, you know, every self-help guru is gonna like lose their shit at me for saying that. Obviously, you know, that's probably why Mother and Mercy got switched around. It's saying like, don't go overboard. You know, if you drop your boundaries too much, you're going to be in a position where people can perhaps take advantage of you, maybe even manipulate you and things like that, which is what Mother and Mercy is about. Don't do that. Again, you are smart enough, wise enough to understand this message and interpret it in a way that makes sense for your life. But just perhaps your boundaries have kind of, you know, we've all kind of come in and out of lockdowns up and down this past year, and it's created kind of like a very safe wall for not pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone, a kind of excuse, if you will, for not, you know, challenging yourself more. And just be aware. And again, it's like that reflection, it's kind of tying the two in. When you look at the areas of your life with that kind of Libra theme, this dynamic balance between dimensions of your life, home, work, health, hobbies, all that stuff. When you look at those areas, honestly, you can then find out where the walls are built too high, where the boundaries are too high, where you are in too much order and you're constricting yourself. So this is very much, you know, going back to the major themes about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, heading out into the unknown voluntarily. It's going to require you to have a look at the boundaries that you've built too high, and, you know, like a stronghold that, you know, might keep things out, but it's also keeping you in, if, you know, you go on with the metaphor here. Yeah, so just have a look at that. Be honest with yourself. And again, it's not, you know, you're being asked to do something, just one thing that challenges you. And, you know, it will come up this month for you. You'll be offered an opportunity. The universe will conspire to give you something, and you'll be reminded of this message and go, damn it, I'm going to have to do it because that's what the universe is challenging me to do by watching this video. Think of me. Think of me when you're challenged. I know how it feels. It's hard, but I do know the other side when you come out and you're like, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I took the risk. I let go of any excessive boundaries and just went for it. And you are going to literally code for new proteins that are expression more in alignment with your highest self and your birthright and what you're capable of. And yeah, I think that's it really, without me kind of blabbing on. I have spoken about, no, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna stop talking. As always, maybe I said this at the beginning, I don't know, I've spoken a lot, but if you want a one-on-one with me, in the description box. If you like this video, please like it. If you are unsubscribed, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, well, I don't know, there's not much I can do about that. And I shall see you in the next one, guys. Say bye.